It's up to Toad to keep the woods safe in this new puzzle action. Toad is back in his very own big adventure in this game with the challenge of Tetris. It's up to you and Toad to keep peace in the Mushroom Kingdom, and that means outfoxing the wicked Wario. Monsters, goblins, and bombs fall from the sky faster and faster as Wario fires them into the woods. Toad must scramble to catch up and line up the falling pieces to eliminate Wario's evil hold. If you love Tetris, this puzzle action game is for you. Choose 1 or 2 player action. Run the field to line up puzzle pieces and bombs. Many levels, from challenging to gut-busting. This is Wario's Woods from Intelligent Systems, published by Nintendo, released in 1994. Part of the Wario franchise, and special thanks to Kewlio for providing us the footage this week. This is a game much more up his alley than mine, so I figured why the heck not? He needed something to do. What with being Kewlio and playing every Kirby game known to man. So there is an NES version of the game as well. It was the last licensed game for the system before it was discontinued in '95, and it is the only NES game to have an ESRB rating. But we're looking at the Super Nintendo one, of course. The objective is to clear the playing field of monsters of varying colors by using bombs of matching color when they are dropped from the top of the screen. In order to do so, monsters and bombs must be arranged by the player in such that 3 or more of the same color are placed adjacent, either horizontally, vertically, or diagonally, with at least one of them being a bomb. Such rows are called matches. 2 modified versions of the SNES version were released in Japan for the Satellaview and Satellite Modem add-on for the Famicom. And the first version was copyrighted in '94 and released under the name Wario Woods Bakushan version, and featured personalities from the Japanese radio comedy show Bakusho Mondai. Second version was also for that, called Wario Woods Again. It was broadcast, from April 23rd, 1995 to June 30th, 2000. Received mild to favorable reviews. Reviewing the NES version, GamePro called it a ho-hum puzzler, commenting that though it has some interesting gameplay mechanics, it ultimately fails to be more than a standard Tetris clone. They also regarded the controls as difficult. Nintendo Power reviewed it, noting that it had fun 2-player mode and was challenging and fast-paced, while saying it's not as easy to control as Tetris 2. For the individual scores, the game ranked scores evenly for graphic and sound on both systems, but slightly higher for the Super NES in play control, challenge, theme, and fun. A reviewer for Next Gen argued that the mechanics are too complicated for an action puzzle game, and concluding that after a while you can become interested, but the learning curve is just too steep and rewards too slim. Retrospective reviews, All Game gave it 4 out of 5 for the NES and 3.5 for the Super NES. Christian Hui, who reviewed the NES version, said the controls were surprisingly complex and completely intuitive. Scott Allen Marriott, who did the SNES version, felt the game doesn't quite measure up to the addictiveness of either Tetris or Dr. Mario, citing its extremely awkward controls and complicated gameplay. I can't tell you anything about that, so maybe Kewlio will leave us something in the comments to let us know.